Hello and welcome back to my channel. You guys probably already know what we're doing here based on the title, based on the thumbnail. We are once again utilizing the TBR jar to help me pull my choices for April's reading. So we have like 5 days left, including today, of March for me to read more books. So who knows what I'll get up to in those last 5 days of reading, but regardless, we are still going to pull the options for April so that I have lots of options to choose from. Also, I'm looking at my TBR jar right now and I'm like, do you guys see this? Why does it look like there's like nothing in here? We usually choose 6 prompts, which I planned to do today as well, but I don't know where all of my prompts went. Are they under this little boot here? We might have to utilize the Read It or Haul It jar too then. I don't know. What are these? Okay, yep. These are all of the ones that I've already pulled. So we're gonna eventually have to put some of these, or all of them, like back in. But let's just see how this goes with the ones that I haven't pulled yet. Also, hopefully my camera doesn't die because it looks like it's like half dead. Without further ado, let's pick our very first prompt. Let's really make sure that it gets jumbled up in there. Okay, pick number 1. I always try to show you guys first and that never really works out, but I think it's upside down. Dude. Okay, what do we got? Read the last book you saw on Bookstagram. You know, I don't know what the last book I saw on Bookstagram was. I do remember one of them, but I don't remember if it was the last one that I saw, so let me just open up Bookstagram. I'm scrolling through currently. There's a really bad glare. And I want them to be books that I own. So like I already read that one in that picture. The other 2 I don't own. That's just a generic book. It doesn't say what it is. Doesn't say what it is. Don't own, read, don't own. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go with the last one that I remember seeing on Bookstagram, which was this morning. I saw, and this is perfect because I literally just bought this one yesterday, and that is Summer in the City by Alex Astor. Now this one was not on my radar to pick up like at all for some reason. And then I get to Barnes yesterday, no, 2 days ago, doesn't matter. I get to Barnes and I see this and the cover's like fine, it's whatever. But these edges, are you joking? These are like the cutest edges I've ever seen. And then also the end paper, like artwork here, had to get this. Now, this is called Summer in the City, so I'm assuming it's set in summer, which I am kind of like a seasonal reader, so part of me was like, oh, it's not really summer yet, maybe I want to save this. But I don't know, I feel like I really could be in the mood for this. All I remember is I read the little quote on the back. I'm not gonna read it right now, but like that intrigued me. And then I found out that they're both, are they both basically writers? Yeah, one's a screenwriter and she's had writer's block. It's set in New York City. New neighbor is a tech billionaire bachelor. Yeah, that's really all I needed to know. One summer, one wall apart. Okay, so it's gonna be like forced proximity, summer, little rom-com set in New York City. I love that. And also the fact that this is like so cute and tiny. How long is this? I didn't even check. Oh my God, Alex Astor's so cute. Looking at her author picture, like how cute is she? Anyway, not me just completely getting distracted. Yeah, it's less than 300 pages. So our first pick for last book that you saw on Bookstagram is going to be Summer in the City by Alex Astor. And at the end, we'll go over them all and put them in my cart as usual. Pick number 1, super excited. Pick number 2. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? I think it's kind of fun that like I haven't gotten any of these yet. I think this is upside down again. Tell me what it is. Continue my Throne of Glass reread. That is crazy because I have been putting my Throne of Glass reread, like the rest of it, off for a long time now because I am so intimidated by the tandem read. And then lately, everyone's been talking about, I feel like everyone is talking about doing the Throne of Glass tandem read right now. People I know in real life, people on BookTube, people on Bookstagram. So I'm like, maybe, like I had been already thinking about doing it, but it's such a commitment. But anyway, we pulled continue Throne of Glass reread, which let me pull those books down. Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, both of which I have already read, so this is a reread for me, my very first reread. And I haven't yet determined whether or not I'm going to do the tandem read or not. I'm tempted to because the first time around I didn't do it, and I feel like so many people recommend it, but I am like very intimidated by it because something about me is I like to rip through books. And as you can see, doing a tandem read of these two chunkers is going to take a very long time. But maybe if I even just like start working on it in April, then that'll be nice because I do want to take my time and annotate them and not really rush the process. So maybe I can kind of like do this in between reading like new things through the month. But yeah, we're gonna put this, definitely this one, if not both, will be going on the tentative April TBR. So that is awesome, actually, that my TBR jar is forcing me to continue this because I don't know why I've been like putting off the rest of my reread for months when it's a series I love. Like, don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, pick 2, okay, great pick. Now we're on to pick 3. I just love ASMR, by the way. That's why I keep doing the little tippy tappy. What do we got? Pick 3, pick 3. Random number picker chooses. First of all, I'm gonna have to see how many I have, find a number picker, so I'll be back. Okay, so the way that I've decided to do this is I've counted all of the books that are on my TBR shelf. They're at the bottom. You literally, of course, can't see them. They're down there. I've counted them in order down here, and then I continued again in order on the TBR cart. I only have a few books on my TBR cart right now because I wanted the top shelf empty to pick my April TBR, and then I have a couple on the floor which are just the couple that I did not get to from this last month's March TBR. So anyway, there's 27. I am going to, click generate. We got number 17, which is, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, you can't see this, but hold on. I picked Spark of the Everflame. This is another series I have been meaning to get to and wanting to get to so bad, which also places like a lot more urgency on me, I feel like, to finish some of the other series I'm in the middle of. For example, I'm reading Fates and Furies right now, which is book 3 in the Legends of Besmar, and I'm hoping to make progress in that series, if not finish it, because as you guys probably already know, I've talked about it a million times, a huge goal for myself this year is to finish series I'm in the middle of. That is actually the vlog that I posted. The last vlog that I posted was continuing series I'm in the middle of. I have been very excited to start this one. All I really know about this one is that her name is like Diem or something. An immortal world colonized by the gods and ruled over by the descended, their cruel, magic-wielding offspring, Diem Bellator, yearns to escape the insular life of her poor village. Dying King's handsome, enigmatic heir, watching her every move, and ruthless rebel alliance recruiting her. Again, I don't really know anything about this except I keep hearing the characters' names. I've heard so many people like love this series, especially book 2, I think. And I've heard that it's like a really slow burn, and I am a huge slow burn girly, so I do think this will be right up my alley, and I'm very excited to add this to the TBR. So this is going to be our 3rd pick. Also, I completely forgot before starting this video that I wanted to go over basically like last month's TBR and which ones that I read versus haven't read. Maybe I'll do that at the end because I was gonna do it at the beginning. It doesn't make sense to do it in the middle, so I'm gonna do that at the end. Don't worry. Random number picker chooses. We got our 3rd pick, and then number 4. Trying not to see it before you guys. Hello. You guys probably can't even read these anyway. Oh, and I feel like it was upside down. I don't know. Book that everyone is talking about. Ooh, okay, hold on. None are jumping out at me from my TBR shelf. And we just picked the one that I probably would have chosen for this, which is Spark of the Everflame. Book that everyone's been talking about. I feel like all of the books on this shelf down here are ones that are kind of haven't really heard people talk about recently. So what do I want to read? So I don't know if this is going to be like everyone's been talking about it, but I really do want to read, again, another book that I just picked up 2 days ago. Is Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yambao. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But this is so beautiful, for one. I mean, just look at the naked hardcover. Like, that's part of the reason that I picked this up. Are you serious? This is the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm gonna pick this one for a book that everyone is talking about because I recently heard Katie is reading, ranting and raving about this in one of her vlogs, that this was very fun and whimsical. And if you know me, I love whimsy. As soon as someone says a book is whimsical, I'm like, yeah, I really want to read that. So I heard her talking about it, and then I also recently on Bookstagram have heard multiple people talking about this. And so I do think that this qualifies. I don't know if it's a book that like everyone is talking about, but I do feel like it is a book that lots of people have been recently talking about. So I am going to add this to the April TBR because I also think it's something that's like quite different from what I usually read. And I would love to kind of branch out of my comfort zone. Looking at my current TBR though, I do have mostly fantasy. One is a reread, two are new to me. So the next couple picks are hopefully gonna be other genres, but that's what we have for pick number 4. We only have a couple left. Number 5. Oh my gosh. I can't even pick them up. Is that upside down? Can't tell. Book you want to reread. We already have a reread. I kind of have been recently thinking about rereading People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry because this is one that I have been, this was one of my favorite ones. I think this might have been even the first one that I read by Emily Henry, and it's always been one of my favorites, but I read it so long ago, probably 3 or more years ago. It's been so long that all I remember is the characters' names. Literally Poppy and Alex, like that's all I remember, but I remember loving this. So I've been kind of really wanting to reread this. I put it on my list of books that I wanted to reread this year anyway. So let's maybe tentatively put this on the April TBR, although Emily Henry's new release also comes out, I believe, maybe in April. Great Big Beautiful Life. So I might end up wanting to pick that up. I don't know, but let's put this in the reread pile, and then now I have to decide, do I want to pick my last pick from the TBR jar, or do I want to pick it from the Read It or Unhaul It? I also have to remember that there is one book left over from March's TBR that I do want to continue, like I want to put it on April's TBR. I want to scooch it forward. So let's just, yeah, let's do one more TBR jar pick because I'll have a little bit more agency that way. So the 6th pick, are we on the 6th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Math, guys, I don't know. Having a hard time today. Okay, anyway. Ta-da! Book you've started but never finished. A DNF? Like a soft DNF, you mean? Ew. I'm sorry, but I do not feel like doing this one. You know what? My channels, my rules, the only DNF I can think of, like soft DNF that I think I even have on my shelves is Dark and Drowning Tide. And that one, I'm really not in the mood for. And I think I'm going to save that for like fall because it's giving more like spooky season dark academia vibes. So yeah, we're just gonna set this aside and pretend that didn't happen, guys. Please don't judge me. But that means that instead our last pick gets to be from the Read It or Unhaul It jar, which is also exciting. So that's this little guy here, which just has like my specific book titles in it, especially ones that I've been putting off for a long time. This is what we're going to do instead because we already have 2 rereads. I don't want to also add a soft DNF, and I only have one option, and that option's not happening. So that's why we're doing that. And we've got one that we've gotten a million times before, To Cage a God. Which means, in this month, if I do not read To Cage a God by the end of April, it's gotta go, okay? That's just how it has to work because I've already put this on a million TBRs and I just keep not reading it. Let me grab that. Let me grab all of the picks and then we're gonna go over last month's TBR and then we're gonna put everything on the cart. So hold on. So out of the books that we put on my March TBR, I'm gonna put them up on the screen real quick and show you which ones I've read. So how many did we pick last month? Oh, 6 as usual. So out of these 6 books, I read 4 out of 6 of them. Here they are. And the only one, well no, there's 2 that I didn't get to, but out of the 2 that I didn't get to, the one that I want to move into April and still try to get to is Leviathan Wakes. This is a sci-fi by James A. Corey, and this is like way out of my comfort zone, but I have a feeling that if I don't keep it on the TBR for April, that I won't get to it for a very long time, because for some reason in my brain I'm like, sci-fi in the summer, probably not gonna happen. So if I don't read it in April, it probably won't get read until like next fall into next winter. This one's going to also be staying on the TBR for now, but let's put everything on the TBR card. And I want to do it kind of in order of height. So let's start with, we have To Cage a God, which I didn't even go over this at all. I just realized I think this is like based on Russian folklore and like set in winter, and I'm pretty sure that's all I really know. Something about gods, something about sisters maybe. Yeah, Galena and Sarah's mother grafted gods into their bones. The artwork's beautiful, the book is beautiful. This is one that I keep putting off, so we picked this one from the Read It or Haul Jar. We have To Cage a God by Elizabeth May. Random Number Picker Chooses. We picked Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. The Heat of the Everflame series. Summer in the City by Alex Astor, which is a cutie little rom-com set in New York City. And we chose that one for last book that I saw on Bookstagram. And then we are keeping Leviathan Wakes from last month's TBR. We're moving it forward to April's TBR. This is a sci-fi. For a book that everyone is talking about, we have Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambao. This one is like, I think more of like a cozy, whimsical journey about a shop where you can pawn your life choices and deepest regrets, but it doesn't show up for everyone. It's like a journey, might be a little bit of a romance. Again, that's all I know about this. So putting that on the TBR. And then we have a couple rereads. We are continuing my Throne of Glass reread with either Empire of Storms or the tandem read. Have not decided yet, but that is going on the old TBR. Last but not least, we got another reread, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Ta-da! So that is the April TBR. We have how many books total? Like 8 books total on the TBR, not including any new releases. The only new releases I can think of that I'm like really thinking I'm gonna actually get to in the month of April is possibly Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford, and that is the, I think it might be the last book in the Windy City series. Don't quote me on that, but Rewind It Back, like I said, by Liz Tomford is definitely on my radar for April as well, but I'll be getting that on my Kindle if I read that. So if you watched this video, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. If you like TBR videos and like TBR jar videos specifically, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support so that I can keep doing these videos. Thank you so much, and I love you so much for watching. I would love to know what you plan to read in April. Are any of these on your TBR for April? If not, what is on your TBR? I am going to leave you until next time. Again, thank you so much. I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye!